What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Minnesota Vikings franchise gameplay. In today's game, it is week number 16, and our Vikings are getting ready to match up against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. We're 2 weeks away from playoff season starting, man. You know how it goes. Those teams that are on the bubble, on the outside looking in, are hoping that these last 2 weeks turn into wins for them, and hopefully a couple teams that are ahead of them end up taking a couple losses, and hopefully they're able to slide into the playoff picture. On the other hand, you have our Minnesota Vikings, who playoffs are already locked up for us. We're coming into today's game with a record of 12-2 on the season. It's locked into that number 2 seed. There's nothing that anybody can do. Even if we were to lose these last 2 games of the season, it don't matter. We're still locked in there. But we still do have other goals that we're trying to work on with this team, and we're also trying to make sure that they're ready and good to play for the playoffs. So make sure we have some momentum going into the playoff season. But like I said, things that we're trying to work on, from day one I said I want to upgrade Justin Jefferson. So we try to get the depth scenario to pop for him during the season. Just didn't work. So the only other way that we can do that is by making sure that he finishes in the top 3 and either I think it's receptions, receiving yards, or receiving touchdowns. Right now he's closest to top 3 in receiving touchdowns. So we're going to be throwing the ball to him a lot. Right now he's in the 5th spot, but he's out of 3rd by about 3 or 4 receiving touchdowns. So these last 2 weeks, expect a heavy dose of Justin Jefferson. Another thing that we might try to work on, just depends on how the whole Justin Jefferson scenario goes. Dalvin Cook is slowly but surely approaching the rushing touchdown record of touchdowns in a season. It's currently held by LaDainian Tomlinson at 30, I believe, or 31 rushing touchdowns. But there's 2 running backs that are close to breaking it. I think one of them, he's already broken the record. It's just, can we see if Dalvin Cook can possibly break it? But at the same time, like I just mentioned before, we're trying to worry. Our number 1 goal of the season was to get Justin Jefferson his superstar ability. So if it comes down to it, if Dalvin Cook only needs 1 more rushing touchdown to break it, but Justin Jefferson needs 1 more receiving touchdown to get superstar abilities, best believe we're going to give that ball to Justin Jefferson every time, not 10 times out of 10. Anyways, here we are, 1st and 10. Kirk Cousins drops back to throw. It's hit as he is throwing, and that ball falls incomplete. Come back on 2nd and 10. We're handing the ball off to Dalvin Cook, the reigning NFC Player of the Week. He's able to pick up a gain of 6 yards up to the 31-yard line. Sets up a 3rd and manageable for Kirk Cousins, where he finds his tight end Kyle Rudolph for a 1st down. 1st and 10. Kirk Cousins takes a shot for his guy at Justin Jefferson, who makes a beautiful catch over Marcus Peters to the 37-yard line, where we hand the ball right back off to Dalvin Cook, who's just unable to make anything work there. 2nd and 10, we come back with a jet sweep. Justin Jefferson cuts this one up early, runs left, leans right, only has Earl Thomas to beat, and he's able to outrun him to the end zone for the 1st touchdown of the day and the 1st touchdown for the Vikings on their opening drive. So beautiful opening drive, even better than Justin Jefferson. Like I just talked about how I want to get Justin Jefferson his touchdowns, and he's able to get it on the 1st drive of the game. So like how that worked out for sure. 1st and 10, Ravens possession. Our Vikings offense comes out and makes a tackle after a gain of 9 on the screen play. 2nd and 1, they come back and hand the ball off to Tevin Coleman. Eric Kendricks makes the tackle, but not until after Coleman passes the 1st down marker. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Lamar Jackson under pressure from Montez Sweat ends up throwing that one away before he gets brought down for the sack. 2nd and 10 should have been intercepted by Anthony Harris. You had 3 of them last week, my guy. Come on, now make a play for me. 3rd and 10, Lamar Jackson back to throw, couldn't find anybody open, and gets brought down by Michael Pierce. Go ahead and chalk that one up to the coverage. Call that a coverage sack. Beautiful coverage. Everything was locked out. Short routes, medium routes, deep routes, everything was locked. Lamar had nowhere to go with that ball. 1st and 10, Vikings 2nd possession of the game, looking to go up 2 scores already on the Ravens. They're going to hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook on 1st down, gets a decent amount. Come back on 2nd and down, do the same thing. Dalvin Cook in the open field, gets brought down by Peters down at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Kirk Cousins drops back to throw, looking to go deep right away. Ends up finding his man Kyle Rudolph all the way down to the 1-yard line. Unfortunately, he couldn't get in, but it's all good. It sets up a jet sweep here to Justin Jefferson, and he's able to turn the corner and get into the end zone for his 2nd receiving touchdown of the day. We're slowly but surely moving up to the top 3 seed. I think that touchdown right there ends up putting Justin Jefferson at the number 4 slot right now. Just 1 more to tie for 3rd, 2 more for the lead. After they, what was that, blocking the back or holding whatever on the ensuing return, Ravens are going to start this one back at the 10-yard line and go ahead back it up to the 6-yard line as Anthony Barr is able to shoot the gap, bringing Coleman down for a loss of 4 yards. 2nd and 14, they hand the ball off to Coleman again. Daniil Hunter is able to be there to make the tackle short of, or at the 11-yard line. 3rd and 9, needing Lamar Jackson to make a play. He ends up running the screen to Tevin Coleman, and Holton Hill makes the stop at the 19-yard line, literally inches short of where Coleman needed to get that ball for a Ravens first down. And surprise, surprise, the Ravens are going to punt this ball away. I was definitely expecting a fake there. I definitely wouldn't expect them to come out with the punt. Anyways, Vikings back on the field with the chance to go up 3 scores now. Kirk Cousins ends up connecting with Justin Jefferson on the slant route, gains 9 yards there. From the 48-yard line, Kirk Cousins trying to take a deep shot for Adam Thielen, get him involved in the game. Thielen just unable to make the catch there. Miles Humphries was all over him there, just all over him. Beautiful coverage there. 3rd and 1, needing this first down. We hand the ball off to our workhorse, Dalvin Cook, who's able to get the first down, keep the sticks alive, or keep this ball moving for us. Kirk Cousins almost threw it away right there to that linebacker. I'm not sure who he is, but Kirk Cousins better give better give Dalvin Cook a pat on the back for that, because he definitely just saved him from throwing an interception. After the huge catch there by Tajay Sharp down to the 4-yard line, we're going to run jet sweep with Justin Jefferson. It's been working all day, and the Ravens finally stop it. Unfortunate, but it's all good. We'll end up running a different play, but we had the same target, Justin Jefferson, who's able to get into the end zone off the slant route. Beautiful throw there by Kirk Cousins for his third touchdown of the day. Justin Jefferson is off to an amazing start. 3 first-half touchdowns, already on pace. Well, we're not even out of the first half yet, so who knows? He probably could get another one. 1st and 10. Next Ravens possession, Lamar Jackson drops back to throw, looking for, I don't know who that was. That was Cooper Kupp, I believe. Ends up finding Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith able to make him pay with the pick 6. 28-point lead for these Vikings, and yeah, it ain't looking too good for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is struggling to get anything going. Tevin Coleman is finding room to run, but it's not very much. Lamar Jackson back to throw here. Under pressure, ends up getting this one off and ends up finding his receiver, Cooper Kupp, for Ravens first down up to the 34-yard line. Right back to Kupp underneath. Breaks a tackle, gets a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards up to the 41-yard line for Ravens 2nd and 3. Lamar Jackson, was he under pressure there? I didn't see any pressure in his face. Just completely missed his running back on that one. Was wide open. Speaking about wide open, this time the receiver just completely dropped the ball. So things really are appearing not to go the Ravens' way right now. Between Lamar Jackson missing wide open receivers and wide open receivers dropping the ball. Okay, I'll just take it. Vikings with the chance to go up 21 points, and Kirk Cousins says, "Why not now?" Takes a deep shot right away to Justin Jefferson, and yeah, good. Go ahead, kiss him goodbye. You're not going to catch him, Earl Thomas. Justin Jefferson, 86 yards into the end zone for his 4th. Yes, his 4th touchdown of the day. 4th touchdown of the first half. Justin Jefferson's on his way to a monster day. If things continue at this route, the Vikings could potentially put up 70 points on the Ravens, and Justin Jefferson could end the day with 8 receiving touchdowns. I'm pretty sure 8 receiving touchdowns will put him at 2nd. I mean, it would be in the top 3, but he'd be at 2nd, and that'd just be ridiculous. And an NFL record. Lamar Jackson ends up connecting with, I think that was Cooper Kupp again on a drag route on first down. Brings up a 2nd and 7, hand the ball to Tevin Coleman, who ends up getting tripped up over his own offensive lineman. Sets up a screen here on 3rd and 3 where Coleman jukes the heck out of Mike Hughes. Gets out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Ravens first time across midfield. See if they're able to get any points on this drive. They end up handing the ball off to Dobbins, who ends up slipping a tackle from Anthony Harris. Gets out of bounds down to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, they hand the ball right back off to Dobbins. This time Anthony Barr is able to shoot the gap. Ends up bringing him down for a loss of 3 on the play. Play action on 2nd down. Lamar Jackson looking to throw. Under pressure. Rolls out to his left and just able to get this one away before Montez Sweat brings him down. Third and 13, they're going to run the quarterback power with Lamar Jackson, who takes a shot from Anthony Barr at the 32-yard line. Fourth and 10, they're going to go ahead and call on Justin Tucker to see if he is able to get any kind of points up on the board for the Ravens. And Justin Tucker is a for sure kicker. I mean, it doesn't matter where he's kicking from. You know Justin Tucker is going to make it, especially if you miss it with the focus kicker. Come on now. First and 10, next Vikings possession after the Ravens are finally able to put up points on the board. Kirk Cousins holds onto the ball a little bit too long, takes a sack of 11 yards. Second and 21, Kirk Cousins ends up testing the wrong man. You do not want to throw up a lob like that when Earl Thomas is in the area. Earl Thomas makes Kirk Cousins pay, brings back these Ravens on the field to see if they're able to get any more points up on the board just before halftime. 41 seconds left here in the second quarter. They're going to hand the ball off to Coleman, who's able to fight his way through the tackler and gets a gain of 6 up to the 34-yard line. Third and 4, Lamar Jackson back to throw, backpedaling, threw off his back foot, and ends up finding Dobbins, but he's unable to pick up the first down up to the 32-yard line. They call on Justin Tucker once more, and Justin Tucker is able to get his kick up and good for the second field goal of the Ravens today. This Ravens offense is definitely struggling. Left just enough time on the clock for the Vikings to see if they're able to put anything together. We do have 3 timeouts. We're going to go ahead and use one of them there after we end up completing that pass to Kyle Rudolph. On 2nd and 1, Kirk Cousins drops back to throw, looking for Justin Jefferson. And again, he makes the catch over Peters again and gets out of bounds, saving those last 2 timeouts for us. Kirk Cousins back to throw, looking for someone on first down, rolls out to his right, tries to go late to Adam Thielen, and he's hit as he's thrown. Luckily, that ball falls incomplete. It could have been called a fumble. 2nd and 10, Kirk Cousins back to throw once more, looking, firing, his hit as he's thrown, and yep, that one's going to get intercepted. We weren't going to get lucky too often there, and luckily, it was a very slow linebacker who ended up coming away with the interception there, and that's going to be how the first half ends. So 35-6. I'm happy with how things are going. Not happy with the 2 interceptions we thrown. The one was definitely my fault. That second one, I guess you can classify that as my fault also. Throwing late, got hit as I was thrown. I guess. First and 10, next Ravens possession of this second half. They start things off by handing it off to Tevin Coleman, who's able to get a gain of 7 yards up to the 27-yard line. 2nd and 3, hand the ball right back off to Coleman, who's able to fight through Eric Wilson's tackle, picks up the first down, and maybe the Ravens have the right mindset right now. Just keep this ball on the ground. Don't know what we're going to get out of Lamar Jackson. We throw this ball in the air. End up throwing to Dobbins, I believe that was on the flats. Probably a little bit of a rush throw there by Lamar Jackson because I think that was Danielle Hunter coming off the edge there. But anyways, on 3rd and 5, end up getting bailed out due to a pass interference by Gladney. It's a tough decision, or a tough cover by him. I mean, he has Hollywood Brown that he was guarding, so I can't blame him. I can't blame him for grabbing him. 1st and 10 after the read option play fails. 2nd and 10 from the 24-yard line. They set up the screen. Coleman, who has room to run, ends up getting popped at the 5-yard line. Fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Holton Hill at the 3. And the Vikings are right back on the field. Jet sweep from the 3-yard line. Probably a dangerous play with Justin Jefferson. But he has room to run. Picks up a block by a lineman. What? How did the lineman get all the way down there? Oh, Adam Thielen, don't know. Adam Thielen, I will cut you. Okay. And Justin Jefferson's into the end zone for his, 5th? Yeah, his 5th receiving touchdown of the day. I thought Adam Thielen was going to end up screwing me on that one. If Adam Thielen would have ended up getting that play called back, I would have cut him. Not cut him literally. I cut him from the team. 1st and 10, down 42-6. Ravens are just desperate at this point, looking for anything to happen for them. Anthony Harris with a beautiful open field tackle there. 2nd and 9, they end up trying to run the bubble screen to Cooper Kupp, and Hughes is all over that, stopping him for just a gain of about 1, maybe 2 yards there. 3rd and 8, Lamar Jackson looking to throw, ends up trying for Hollywood Brown, who gets hit as he's trying to bring that ball in, and another Ravens punt. So, I mean, at this point, you may wonder, why would you punt the ball if you're down 42-6 at this point? I'm wondering that personally. But I guess at this point, I mean, the Ravens are coming into this matchup with a record of 7-7 on the season. So even if they were to win this game, I don't think that they would have found a way into playoffs. Maybe they were been able to work their way into playoffs with a record of 9-7 on the season, but I think it's highly unlikely that they would get in. So, anyways, 2nd and 10. Kirk Cousins ends up hitting Dalvin Cook in the flats, picks up a first down, gain of about 15 on the play, up to the 30-yard line. Jet sweep again with Justin Jefferson. It got stopped last time we ran it by the Ravens. This time we're able to turn the corner with Jefferson. Gets out of bounds at the 16-yard line. 7 seconds left here in the third quarter. Kirk Cousins ends up finding Dalvin Cook, and we're going to start the fourth quarter inside the 10-yard line. Kirk Cousins drops back to throw, and you know who we're targeting. Justin Jefferson for his 6th, yes, his 6th receiving touchdown of the day. I believe that one is the record. I believe so. 49-6, 43-point lead here for the Vikings. Things are definitely looking up. It's pretty much set in stone that the Vikings are going to move on to 13-3 at this point. Lamar Jackson ends up finding Cooper Kupp, who holds on to the catch, gains 10 yards, but not a first down. 2nd and inches here from the 33-yard line. Lamar Jackson's going to hand the ball off to Nyheim Hines, who gets tackled by Michael Pierce, but after he picks up the first down. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Lamar Jackson is scrambling in the backfield, throws it off his back foot cross body, and yeah, that's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Lamar Jackson ends up finding Hollywood Brown on a nice little corner route. Beat the heck, like he turned our cornerback around on that one. Beautiful route there by Hollywood. Beautiful hit there by Harrison Smith on Nyheim Hines. I don't know how he held onto that ball. Brings up a 2nd and 4 from the 32-yard line. Ravens across midfield again. Last couple times they crossed midfield, they end up leaving with only 3 points. After running the hurry up here, Lamar Jackson is going to drop back to throw, looking for someone, anybody, and he's hit as he's thrown by Daniel Hunter, and that ball is luckily going to fall incomplete for him. 3rd and 4 from the 32-yard line. Lamar Jackson under center going to drop back to throw, looking for someone, going deep, and ends up finding, what's his name, Gladney? No, yeah, Jeff Gladney. And it's intercepted at the 5-yard line. Hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook, who takes ankles at the 10, and Dalvin Cook is off and running. Earl Thomas, if you couldn't catch Justin Jefferson, you better believe you're not catching Dalvin Cook. Into the end zone, 95 yards later, Dalvin Cook finally got a touchdown. That's his 25th of the season. So what? Yeah, Dalvin's only 5 yards away, or 5 touchdowns away from potentially breaking LaDainian Tomlinson's rushing record. 50-point lead here for the Vikings here in the fourth quarter. Definitely wish I had this kind of game against the Packers. I was trying to put up 50 on the Packers, but hey, I promised you all a 50-point game, but didn't come against the right team. 3rd and 4 for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson back to throw. Couldn't find anybody. Decides to take off and run, and you can make the argument that maybe if he would have done a little bit more of this game wouldn't be a 50-point game. First time we've really got to see Lamar Jackson scrambling, other than the QB power that he ran before. 2nd and 25 after a holding penalty, I believe. Lamar Jackson's hit as he's throws that ball up for grabs. And yep, we're going to go ahead and intercept that. Holton Hill's first interception of the day. From the 49-yard line, 3 minutes left here in the game, we're going to hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook, who just put on the brakes, sent the defender flying past him. Unfortunately, that play is going to get called back due to holding. 1st and 16, we're going to hand the ball right back off to Dalvin Cook, who jukes off of his own blocker, picks up 8 yards. 2nd and 8 from the 47-yard line. Alexander Madison in there for his first carry of the day, only able to pick up a yard there. Brings up a 3rd and 7. We're going to keep the ball on the ground with Dalvin Cook, see if he's able to get anything going, and just stop there at the 40-yard line. Go ahead and bring on Dan Bailey for a 57-yard field goal, and it's up and good by Dan Bailey. Madden wanted me to punt the ball there, but I was like, no, let's see if Dan Bailey's got the leg on him. We are playing in a dome, so if we do get in any playoff games in a dome, I know for a fact that my kicker can make a 57-yard field goal. So good to know. Good things to know leading into playoffs here. 2nd and 5 from the 24-yard line. Lamar Jackson is going to hand the ball off here to Nyheim Hines, who's able to pick up a huge chunk of yards, but it looks like this play is coming back due to holding. But, I mean, we're beating my opponent by 53 points. There's no need for the refs to add insult to injury. We're going to go ahead and decline that play there, or decline that penalty. Lamar Jackson comes back on first down, hitting his running back in the flats, but he's losing yards on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 12 from the 48-yard line. 37 seconds left here in the game. And Lamar Jackson, I guess he was hit as he was throwing the ball. Ends up throwing an incomplete pass. Bringing up a 3rd and 12 from the 48-yard line. Lamar Jackson back to throw, looking for anybody. Somebody has all day to throw. Ends up leaving the pocket. Probably a bad decision, but it's not. He ends up finding his speedy receiver, another speedy receiver, I should say. Philip Dorsett down to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10. Trying to take a deep shot to the end zone. Luckily, that one's not intercepted. 2nd and 10. Lamar Jackson under pressure ends up finding Nyheim Hines out of the backfield. Gets down to the 10-yard line. Ravens are going to call their first timeout. Looking to end this game on a positive note. Lamar Jackson scrambling out to his right. Gets out of bounds at the 2-yard line. 12 seconds left on the clock. 1st and goal from the 2. Ravens still looking to get into the end zone for the first time, and it's not going to happen here. That pass is intercepted by Harrison Smith, who just doesn't have the speed to get away from Lamar Jackson. Otherwise, I would have house called that one. But that's going to be the end of the game there. Vikings are going to go ahead and leave the ball out there. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe for more Vikings franchise gameplays. Playoff season is coming up soon. You do not want to miss that. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Later.
In certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to EA Sports.